Hey there. So, it's time for the next half, I suppose, the second half of the what is this called? Of the 2.4 main story. Yeah. Even when divinity remains silent, flames of heart. So, for those who are unaware, we are very close to the end of we're very close to the end of this patch cycle. In fact, if I look up here, pretty much everything's about to end. This is 11 days. Okay, this is permanent. Oh yeah, I still haven't done this. I really need to hurry up. Yeah, 11 days. Yeah, this is because I needed to finish the quest. 11 days. Still haven't done this either. Oh no, I did do this, yeah. And I'm not gonna upload anything, but I did go for a full 148. And Fleur-de-Lis took the longest by far. This took so many attempts. And I'll put it on screen right now. It took like 8 minutes on the winning run. The rest of these were really easy. Fallacy was incredibly easy. This turned out to be a horrible idea because like your liberation cooldown is huge during this fight. But yeah, Lorelei was pretty annoying, and Phalian Beringel was okay. Phalian Beringel felt the most like balanced for normal, you know what I mean? Fleur-de-Lis was true hard mode, because every time you get hit, she would get her shield back, and if you got hit, then, you know, it was like an infinite loop, right? You'd get hit, you'd have to re-break the shield, but breaking the shield makes the wave come out, which then can hit you, which then brings it back again. And yeah, a lot of the attempts died because of that infinite loop. I also did Peaks of Prestige already, although I haven't finished it fully, but I think that's all the limited rewards. Yeah, it's all but these last few. So yeah, I'll do that another time if I want. I'll do that after this or some shit. And yeah, it's overall been a while. Speaking of been a while, I did end up purchasing the Carlotta skin.
Decide whether it's for show or...
So make of that what you will. And yeah, that's enough yapping. Let's get to the story. I will personally say that I have a couple ideas, but I'm not sure. We don't know enough about the story or the characters to really know what's going on, right? We know nothing, really, about Cristoforo. We know nothing about his powers. We know nothing about Phrolova's part in all this. We know too little about... We know a bit about Lupa and Mya, but we don't know enough. So it's still very open as to where this story is going. My hunch is, as I believe I mentioned this in the recording for the first half, but my hunch was that well, it's not really a hunch, right? There's clearly some parallel going on here. Mya loves gladiating. Mya loves fighting, but Mya seemed to have some conflicts. She loved the act of gladiatorial combat, but she was stuck in Septimont's version at the time, which was focused solely on the winner and the loser. As much as she likes to win, she clearly likes gladiating more than anything else. But another problem is that we don't know enough about Mya. There's clearly something else that was going on with her that was going on with her back then, and that is going on with her now, and we just don't know enough about what that something is. And then meanwhile, in this side, there's this weird duality, and I'm not entirely sure what's going on. I think there's either two realities, or there's like a past and a present, or like I don't think it's a time thing. I don't know. I don't think it's a time thing. My hunch is that my feeling, because there's too many pieces, right? The Cartethyia line in the middle here is throwing a wrench in my like mental planning. But I think there's clearly a parallel between Mya and Lupa that's being drawn, right? And I feel like how did they pronounce him? Cristoforo, right? That's how they say it in game. Sorry, I'm forcing myself to pronounce names and stuff the way they do in game. But like, for example, it's you know, I want to call him Cristoforo. I want to call it Fleur de Lis, right? But that's not how they pronounce it, so gotta make it consistent. But my hunch is that Mya was either by her own will or more likely corrupted, because it's the Dark Tide, right? That's the Dark Tide's whole thing. Oh yeah. Alright, I'll do that later. Sorry. Corruption, or like screwing with your mind and your allegiances and your beliefs, is the Dark Tide's whole thing. I think Mya has been twisted to become hostile. I don't know if Mya actually still exists, or if Mya... I think Mya definitely still exists, I'm pretty sure, because we saw her at the end of this scene with Cartethyia. Yeah, there. Turns to see the gladiator girl. But her face marred by tidal blight, her eyes hollow and empty, unblinking like a ghost. I think they're trying... I think there's... The dark sea rolled over Septimont's jagged cliffs, surging down the pristine cobblestone streets, drenching the golden flags, engulfing men and women, young and old. It dragged its writhing mass across the land. On its pilgrimage across the world, Lupa is swallowed by the tide's relentless churn. The hymn swells from her chest. See, this is what the Dark Tide is, right? This is what they told us in 2.2. This is its, like, end goal. It's to just assimilate everything. I think... See, that's the thing. I'm not sure what's going on with Cartethyia and Rover. I don't know what's going on here. Cartethyia and Cristoforo are in some other, like, realm or version or dimension or time even, right? Because in the cutscene with Fleur de Lis, with Cartethyia and Cristoforo at the end, Cristoforo basically provokes her by saying, "You can't do anything on your own," to which Cartethyia replies that Rover will be coming too. So they're clearly somewhere or some time else. The question is, what's going on there? I think sorry, there's a million plot threads I'm trying to get straight in my head, and I'm trying to resolve. I think Mya was or is some sort of vessel for the Dark Tide. Leviathan itself is dead, effectively, so maybe they're trying to use Mya to sort of get it going. And the thing that confuses me is this. It says Lupa is swallowed by the tide. Not to mention this, where The question is, did Cartethyia actually see Lupa? It's so confusing, because what is Lupa and what is Mya? What is going on? There's an incubator. I feel like this is a trick. I feel like this is actually Mya. But, like, I don't really have any concrete thing for that, because later on in the rest of the cutscenes in between, Cartethyia sees Lupa instead. And it just ends up switching to Mya. Maybe it is Lupa? Maybe if this is actually Lupa, and then Mya is just... I don't know. We don't know enough. That section of the story is just too vague. We don't know what's actually going on there. We don't even know, like, is it an alternate dimension? Is it an alternate future? Is it an alternate simultaneous timeline? Are Mya and Lupa actually swapping? They are, right? Because Rover sees them swapping them, sees it happen a couple times. But Rover is a special entity, right? Like, this is obvious, we all know this. Rover is some fucking special person compared to everyone else on this world, so... It's just too many questions. I ended up resolving absolutely nothing and wasting a lot of time there, but whatever.
You've come, warrior!
Oh, hello.
The mighty guardian, Eudicus Arsinosa, is not the kind of echo too warm to crowds. The lioness favors the strong, the unyielding, and the battle-hardened. Only those she deems worthy will find her arms welcoming. But she is still an echo and can't talk.
Where's Phoebe?
These sounds.
What is it? Did you feel something just now?
I only heard strange sounds. Tell me, what direction did the lioness just look toward?
The Vale of Glory.
I see.
It's where all heroes, blessed by the glory forged in iron and fire, find their rest. But on the long path of hunting, many died with their bodies missing. Only their weapons returned. Arsinosa's frequency is woven from the cries of souls in battle. The battered weapons still carry the will of their former masters, whispering the deeds left undone. To touch such weapons is a rite of great importance for those who claim glory in the great Aegon and receive the lioness's blessing. Hearing the voices of our ancestors by Arsinosa's side is a great source of strength for Septimontians.
Before meeting Buling, when I touched the echo in that village, I felt a layered, indistinct frequency. It was like what Abby described on our journey to Septimont, but the source eluded me at the time. But now, I found it. The source of that power lies in the Vale of Glory. The closer the lioness gets to it, the clearer it becomes.
She waits for us there. Shall we go together? I'm not sure if Septimontian rituals will interest you, but you might uncover something useful, no? Perfect. Let's head out.
What is it?
Nothing. Just a dizzy spell. Overexcitement after the win. Or something. Anyway, it's no matter. Let's continue.
Flames of Heart. Where is this? Ah, this pit.
These have been a feast of victories. Becoming champion, the glory, oh, all thanks to you.
We've struck a deal with the Montellis from Laguna.
Careful. Carlotta Montelli is not someone you can take lightly.
More Huanglong iPads. Ever since someone pointed out that the iPads or whatever these tablets are, these tablets have the Huanglong thing. I just note every time I see a character with an iPad or the tablet, I'm just like, oh yeah. Do you have? Okay, no, you don't. What is that direction? Isn't that, is that in the map? Oh, it is, yeah. Okay.
Strange.
Oh.
Why are so many appearing all at once?
Oh, Lupa. Hey, I got the whole trio.
I'll end you!
I don't know how to play Lupa, by the way.
Is that all? With me! Together we howl! I thought tacit discords didn't usually appear around the border mountains.
These tacit discords didn't gather from the surroundings. It's more like they spawned from thin air.
Look, it's just ahead. The Vale of Glory, where heroes are laid to rest.
Oh.
You are from my homeland.
That girl just now, the closer to the Vale of Glory, the more the normal world and the anomaly overlap. Whatever lies ahead must be the key to all of this. I need to rethink everything. Septimont, Lupa, Cartethyia, Mya, the Lioness of Glory. All of it. Cartethyia arrived in Septimont alone, not waiting for me or attempting contact. Something must have happened to prevent her. If something cut her off, aside from the Fraxidus, it could have only been the Threnodian, which should be dead. But Septimont holds no faith in the Sentinel, and the Threnodian was never able to establish influence here. Maybe it's not that simple. The Threnodian controls the mind of its followers through their faith. Mya is a Ragunesi.
Shit, I didn't even think about that, yeah.
Order of the Deep.
I forgot Mya isn't from Septimont.
If the Vale of Glory is an important rite for champions, perhaps Mya went there. And it was there she vanished. Her hysterics, hallucinations, and loss of control in the arena were signs of the Threnodians' corruption. Phrolova once said, "The closer one stands to the protagonist, the greater their influence over the tale." In this great Aegon, Lupa is the protagonist. Years ago, it was Mya. Now I'm seeing Mya's image flicker in and out throughout this journey. If the Mya I see is under the Threnodians' control, does that mean securing the protagonist role is key to its plan? When I first met Lupa, I sensed what felt like Cartethyia's frequency on her. Later, I also felt the Threnodians' presence. Did they cross paths? If Cartethyia is part of this story, the likelihood is high. Could Lupa have forgotten? Did they meet without realizing it? Or is she lying and already under the Threnodians' influence? Was Phrolova telling the truth by saying Lupa would bring forth the Dark Tide? Or is she just another one of its victims?
Hey! Is something wrong? Is there something you need? Or something you want to say?
Screw it.
I'm sorry. I don't recall crossing paths with Cartethyia, but you could be right. I may have, and just forgotten about it. These past days, there have been moments when I feel lost, forgetting what I was doing a heartbeat ago. I don't know if it's the Threnodians' work, but if something is wrong, and it's trying to twist my mind, you'd make the right call, wouldn't you, my fellow warrior? You'd protect my honor and my dignity.
That's a good shot.
There's more at stake than that, Lupa. I've heard the Septimont saying, "All for glory, fear no death." But sometimes, living takes more courage than dying.
Well then, that'll do just fine. I trust you, warrior, just as you trust me.
It doesn't matter if the story's end is already written or yet to unfold. I'll trust my own judgment to guide it where it must go.
I'm glad I chose to trust her. That was a good little back and forth. Also, I really like how Rover is, how important Rover is to actually moving the story along. Ever since Reunited, that's been a big part of Rover, but especially since 2.2, Rover has been a huge part of how the story unfolds, and it's so nice to see.
I hear cowering prey.
What the f is this music? What the hell is this music? Is that the same?
I'll end you, lackluster. Into the spotlight! Here.
That music definitely feels different, but maybe it's just been so long. I haven't been touching Septimont much, so I haven't heard its OST. I haven't even done its exploration.
Spears and halberd embedded in the stone.
That was a big one.
The fallen heroes. We have a tradition.
That's an even bigger
in
one.
Septimont. Touch them and listen to the whispers of those who once wielded them.
Oh, no, what is this music? I think I should just max it out for this. Definitely a missed opportunity there to make these an actual variety. Vast majority of these are just the same two swords.
This is Hercules' sword. You remember the waters of the upper city, right? You were looking for Cartethyia. Hercules was the one that the statue was based on. Ages ago, the dark tide bore down on Reganese, and Septimont didn't escape. Hercules was the son of the Ephor back then, and he led our warriors to face the Tacit Discords. He died in that cursed tide, his strength worn down to nothing. His sword was corrupted, but his followers still risked their lives to bring it back. In this land, intense emotions easily blend with other forces. The Lioness of Glory was born from the fiery passions of heroes, so she holds sway over their weapons. Back then, this sword was growing more sinister due to the corruption. But all these years later, it has become a memento of a hero.
I feel something strong and pulsing in the direction the blade is pointing. It's coming from underground. Is it inside the mountain itself?
The frequency. It's the Sentinel Imperator. Just like Raguna, Septimont has its own Genesis Nexus. That's why it seeks power. Needs healing.
More Tacit Discords, just like last time.
Also, this would be much faster if I switched to Cartethyia, but
Just like it did when I saw Mya. Every time there's an overlap like this, the tidal blade appears as well as Tacit Discords.
Glory is upon us! Face me, coward! I smell fear. That's some attack. The tidal blight. It's an outgrowth of the dark tide itself. Why is it suddenly appearing like this?
We'll clear it out first, then check if that sword is the source.
I see. I see.
What's that sound? Come, we should check it out.
Lupa?
This doesn't feel like the first time I've been here. Let's go.
What the fuck?
There's no mistaking it now. It's Imperator's frequency.
Oh shit. What the fuck?
Thou carry the scent of Cartethyia.
Not just knowledge, you've stolen the Sentinel's access too! Lupa's role in this story isn't yours! Is that Contender Mya?
It's the Threnodian. Lupa, this is something only you can do.
Tell me what I need to do.
Read the script. Adapt as required. I believe in you, warrior.
To lose
Oh.
our strength is the deepest fear of Septimontians. Pride hides the
I think I
terror
get what's
within.
happening.
We fear no death, yet tremble before shame and failure.
Well, no, I don't,
Let
but
Julia deceive me for this. I never got the chance to ask. The dark tide consumed all. Death took her, as it will take me.
Today as yesterday, we weave time beneath the tide. Swim, swim, wretched yet lovely fish. Dream deeply in my fiction, on the stage of a repeating tale, waiting for the day thou shalt consume the world.
O righteous one, I shall depart without a word. The golden city in my childhood legend is swallowed by the abhorrent tide. I whisper to my fleeting companion. Pages will scatter, the quill will fall. This play shall be torn from its author's hands.
A wrong note in the shifting score. O golden star full of mercy, pray tell me, as past and present intertwine, what fate have you chosen?
Hesitate not, warrior. You are the protagonist I have chosen. Only you can shatter the script and jump to the next page. Right. For the nobility you seek. For it all.
A dream? No. It couldn't. It's no dream. I'm not alone. The warrior put the hope of change in my hands. This feels good. Not standing there alone on the champion's stage. The warrior hasn't learned this yet, but I now remember traveling with Cartethyia. I can't be in the real world. This is a Sonoro created by the Fraxidus. It's a realm of stories. The story of the great Aegon lasts only 3 days. Before Cartethyia came here, I had wandered this same bloody story more times than I can count. The dark tide consumed Septimont, and that monstrous, the half-human, half-sea creature grows ever larger. Is this the Fraxidus plan? To feed it with Septimont's ruins? A script. Yes, this Sonoro is like a book of plays. Each world in the Sonoro is a story that keeps repeating, like sheets of paper, all overlapping with one another. New pages keep appearing, layering over the old, and the changes in one story bleed through to the next. After Cartethyia's actions, Septimont, once destroyed by the dark tide, has begun to return to normal in the story where the warrior arrived. Cartethyia saved me, changed my fate, and led me to the warrior, who stopped the Threnodian in the last story. So in this time, I haven't lost my memory. The warrior had delivered a powerful blow against the monster, and the energy supply from the central hub has been cut off. But that's not even its full form. I once searched for its true form with Cartethyia. I remember now. What we seek lies in the lower city's waters.
I won't let your trust be misplaced.
Okay. My brain. Okay. So, both theories were correct. It is simultaneously a past, present, future thing, a time mess, but it's also an alternate dimension mess, alternate reality. Each reality happens on a linear thing. Septimont fell, then Cartethyia arrived, and then that ended up bringing Septimont to a stable enough state that by the time we arrived, Septimont looked completely different. At which point we get to the current state, where we've now discovered that loop is that is the loop. So there's sort of a time loop going on, but time isn't actually looping. These 3 days just keep happening. God, I don't know how else to say it.
The old district of Septimont.
It's weird.
Submerged beneath the waters due to the dark tide. The dark tide looms over Septimont like a stubborn storm cloud. Is the warrior? No. No time to worry. I have to find the cause of all this, and quickly.
Okay, wait. Before anything else, I need to change a couple things. I think that should do it just a little bit more.
Boom!
So the Threnodian, through Mya, is attempting to claim the role of protagonist, quote unquote, and I guess effectively escape
in a past story.
Its current
I came here with
fictional realm. My frame rate went up as soon as the reflections were gone.
Look at you. You can't go on much longer.
I feared as much. Then this is where we stop. Strange. I remember everything about Septimont, but I can't remember. I can't even remember my name.
You didn't forget. Someone stole your role in the story. Even your name on the placards in the arena would be unreadable. Your existence has been erased. Only by unmaking this story can it be reclaimed.
Too bad I won't last long enough to see that happen. I'm sorry, Cartethyia. You saved me. But I can't help you in return.
When I was a child, long ago, I heard tales of Septimont. A city full of passion and life. People there drank deeply, laughed loudly, appreciated sculpture, and lived for the hunt. Men and women feared nothing. They burned like fire, giving all their light and heat before fading. But when I arrived in Septimont, it had already been undone by dark hands. With the dark tide sweeping the streets, the city was nothing but an empty shell.
That's right. My city is beautiful. When the autumn wind blew through the golden flags and wind chimes, time seemed to slow.
The Leviathan. I will not give it the chance to make the people of Reunited weep and bleed. I will drag whoever orchestrated this tragedy out of the shadows.
Septimont. Can I leave it to you?
No. You said it yourself. This is your city. Some things only you can do.
Shit, I didn't get a screenshot of that.
The monster leaving its trace in the dark tide. I can feel it. Its frequency is similar to my own. The Threnodian created me to be a resonator for its power. But I wasn't the only one. Many vessels before me failed.
You mean...
There is still much I don't know. I'll keep searching. But no matter what, you have a certain specialness. Once I sought to end it all. Someone stopped me. Even a life mocked by fate can break its curse. Whatever you seek to do, whether you're weak or strong, you must strive for it. I returned to the world thanks to a certain person's help. I believe she will come here and reshape this twisted story.
Oh, must be quite the person, eh? I wish I could meet her and see how she does it.
Then you will see for yourself. Victory isn't won in an instant. It takes patience and perseverance. What we can't do now, someone will carry forward later. If you want to save your city, then hold on. No matter the pain, no matter the doubts, you must keep going. Just like how you wandered Septimont before I came. Broken, yet determined to leave, to find help for the city. Jump to a new story, and bring my message to that person.
All right, Cartethyia. I'll try my best. First, tell me, what is that person's name?
close to that abnormal frequency. You're in the submerged aqueducts.
The submerged aqueducts. I remember reading about them in the Silver records. There used to be an underground waterway leading to the plains. But now, with the old district completely flooded, we can only access it if we drain the water first. After my role was erased, Cartethyia must have found the half-human, half-sea creature, and the Fraxidus. Like the warrior, she chose to remain on the closing of that page, to give new stories a fighting chance. That's why I only regained my name after I met the warrior. During our journey, the overlapping worlds the warriors saw were the monster's doing. It tried to use Mya to steal my role again, to corrupt Septimont once more. Only I can erase it from this story. Only I can prove that I'm real and it is fake. What happened to the Mya who vanished in the Vale of Glory decades ago? After everything you went through, what did the city of Septimont mean to you? I remember the entrance to the underground waterway is in the old district's bell tower. Ah, of course. The upkeep of these waters always falls under the Silver's jurisdiction. Maybe I can awaken the sleeping giant of glory. In Septimontian tradition, when it bears its blade and watches over the warriors leaving for the hunt, many of the old routes are blocked.
Oh, whoops.
But I can try draining the water through the remaining ones. It's worth a try. Covered in tidal blight. It has even fused into the joints. I'll need to clear this if I want to get it moving. Can't just clear the head. To get it to lift its sword and open the gates, I need to clear the arms too. Caught you now! I smell fear.
Jesus.
Need to check for more patrol units nearby.
I like that it actually moves. Frick.
I hit.
Oh, come on. Damn it, I forgot that
Meaningless move. With me! The fight is on! Die, evil! Get together! We howl! I'll end you!
One more time.
The water is drained. Time to head to the bell tower. That
But
monster
first-
is hiding in the depths of the aqueducts.
Why is it so quiet? Just max. There we go. Get both of them up. Oh. Ooh.
Just this gate standing between me and the heart of the aqueducts. It won't open. I'll have to find another route.
I see.
The copper mirror is calling. The warrior used it to see the past. I wonder if there's anything of that here.
I've already pulled that body from the sea.
Excellent, Domina Julia. Keeping one's word is the foundation of any solid partnership. I know, Septimont's current effort doesn't quite heed the Senate's wishes, but we'll see to that. A cup of poisoned wine, a passing fly, a dagger. Fate strikes where least expected. With someone as clever and calculated as you at the helm, the House of Silver need not fear for its survival.
I do not work with you for our sake. I do this for Septimont. Some of us have forgotten the terror of life adrift at sea. To survive the tide, one must make the right choices. We'll speak of other matters later. But tell me, why would you want a dead woman who fell into the sea?
Dead woman? Ah, you mean Mya. Indeed, She is the very heart of the unit I spoke of. The one we intend to build deep within these underground aqueducts. Alive or dead, her body holds the information we need. The Fraxidus's experiments here will continue for some time. In the meantime, covering up this little laboratory's existence will require your assistance, madam.
The heart? That weakling's resonance abilities were meager at best. Her performance in the arena was nothing special. If it weren't for those incompetent fools in the Senate using her as a puppet to shift the attention and anger of the masses, she wouldn't even have made it to the finals.
Do not be upset, my dear Domina. You're absolutely right. The girl is so feeble she can't resist her creator's will in the slightest. Winning the Grand Aegon was precisely what brought the shadow of death upon her. Luck and misfortune, nobility and lowliness, weakness and strength. A person's nature is like two sides of a coin. And I've always found beauty in inevitable tragedies.
So Mya has been dead all this time. She didn't leave Septimont when she vanished. The sea took her. I hear cowering prey.
On you now! Hit! Yeah! Hit! Together we howl!
Cowering prey.
Lackluster.
Triumph at the spear tip! With me!
Shit.
Glory is upon us! Face me, coward! With me!
This place has the Fraxidus written all over it. Without the Silvers keeping the place hidden, they wouldn't have dared. The irony. A Septimontian aiding the enemy to build their den in the heart of our city. Even the impregnable Griffon's fortress crumbles from within.
I trust you've seen the experimental unit in the aqueducts. Well, what do you think?
If not for the sword embedded in her chest, I could mistake the corpse for being alive.
Indeed. Decades have passed, yet Mya remains as she was when first pulled from the sea. Her data has been invaluable. As the Threnodian's failed resonator, this specimen is, in its own way, remarkable. You know, it wasn't so long ago that the Rover intervened and Cartethyia broke free from that tower. I discovered that a small piece of the Threnodian's essence within Mya was reawakened with the tower's resurgence into our world.
Sounds as though you found new inspiration.
Septimont will host the Great Aegon soon. I've come up with a rather intriguing idea. Before her death, Mya also attended the tournament. I'll use that
there's
as
the
the
alternate
fictitious
dimension.
anchor to craft a play to rewrite reality itself. I've already discussed terms with it and reached a modest agreement.
You spoke with the Threnodian. Has Leviathan already awakened?
Only a fragment of it remains. A weakened, cunning shard, desperate to grow stronger. I'll fashion a story for this sea creature, enabling it to fulfill what it once sought, to have the dark tide swallow Septimont whole. The Threnodian once sought to use Mya to find Septimont's central hub, in order to corrupt the beacon system. Even if met with failure, it would control the champion's mind to infiltrate the city's upper echelons. Oh well, it all failed in the end. In the face of her futility to resist corruption, that girl chose death. She drove a sword into her heart and leapt into the sea before choking on her own blood. Fascinating, isn't it? Faced with the same predicament, strength and weakness still make a difference. The Blessed Maiden single-handedly thwarted the Threnodian's designs in Ragusa, but this poor soul had no choice but to take her own life. A death so theatrical, so saturated with sorrow. How poetic. How beautifully tragic.
I don't care for your taste, Cristoforo. I'm merely curious. What ending have you penned for Septimont this time?
Oh, such an impatient reader, Phrolova. This play is nothing more than an amplifier, designed to nurture the Threnodian's lingering power. Once it grows large enough, I'll overlay the Sonoro onto reality. All that's needed is for Domina Julia to select the right champion. Swapping out the protagonist is hardly a challenge. Once the sea creature grows within the cradle I forged from the dark tide, the hymn of journeying paradise will spread from Septimont across Reunited. Really, compared to those Septimontians who've long forgotten Mya, the story I've written for her is far more thrilling. Don't you agree?
And what if it fails?
Then so be it. You know, Phrolova, stories are but mankind's attempt to imagine and rehearse fate. If this play proves Rover worthy of becoming the protagonist of my story, if they pass their trial by fire, then isn't that a victory as well?
Disgusting. To treat Septimont like a plaything. Unforgivable. What is so poetic or romantic about a story where someone is driven to death? I hear cowering prey. All or nothing! Glory is upon us! With me! Triumph at the spear tip! Together we howl! Some attack. The fight is on! Here! Time to fight!
My eyes. The vibrant filter really fucks you up when you come up to things like this. Little bits of really bright water, usually.
Still lingering, Mya. A fading reverberation that should have dissolved in the deep long ago.
Where are you going?
To claim the title. Was that not your unfulfilled wish?
That was never mine. The arena. I don't need this victory.
But I do. Without a champion and the lion beast, I cannot touch the central hub left by Imperator. You, Cartethyia, both my daughters, my very creations. Why this fruitless resistance? Has Septimont ever granted you kindness? They neither love you nor need you. Long have you been forgotten.
We were raised by them. You will never understand.
Proud in battle, and yet yearning for strength. I know the heart of the Septimontians far better than you. Mya, you are simply too afraid to face their true nature. You choose to deceive yourself. You cannot admit that they used you, and then cast you aside. You cannot accept that from the start you were insignificant.
No. Viburnum. My flowers.
Hush, it matters not. Your thoughts are of little consequence.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Viburnum. The bloodleaf viburnum of Septimont. Oh, I understand. It's a flower often given to gladiators. A symbol of victory. I've always carried this shame. Shame for something I didn't choose. Shame for something that's just there. Sometimes it turns into doubt. I try to live free, and I do most days. But still, I see it. I see the pain in their faces. In the ones who fall behind, the ones who leave the field beaten, the ones who pin all their hopes on me. I've always wondered if I didn't have this gift, could I have reached this point with clean hands? Should I have judged those who trampled the rules to survive? Or was I blind to my own arrogance? Now, I don't think like that anymore. The warrior is stronger than me, no doubt, but she treats everyone the same. She didn't choose to stand alone. Instead, she chose to trust me. Cartethyia spent years trapped by the weight of everyone's expectations. Never stepped foot in Septimont before, but still sailed across the seas to be here.
Oh, that's cool.
And Mya, her resonance ability might be weak, but she never ran from a fight. She fought till her last breath. A heart isn't shaped by what it's born with or what it's been given. I've underestimated others, and I've underestimated myself too. But you, the arrogance, thinking you understand the darkness in people's hearts, but you don't have a single drop of life in you! Beautiful as ever. The Griffon's fortress. My city, Septimont.
Oh?
Built by the hands of the people, not the Sentinel and not the Threnodian.
I'm getting goosebumps.
Where there's light, there's always shadow. But people need light. They'll chase it no matter what. And they'll learn to live with the shadow. Mya, Cartethyia, they were born and raised on these islands. They are daughters of Reunited. They belong to no gods but their own.
Oh?
Better to die than to be a puppet. Death does not scare me.
If divinity takes up arms against the innocent,
Oh, this is hype.
I will raise my sword against divinity.
I heard your request. But I prefer to handle this my way.
Victory isn't won in an instant.
It takes patience and perseverance. I believe in you, warrior.
What the
I swear, by the eternal sun, I will slay you!
From the fear and the longings of civilization, I was wrought. Born of the hearts of countless men and women, babes and of the aged. With sharp blades and silver tongue,
Oh, yes!
for power and revel in the slaughter of the arena. From past to present, nothing has changed.
What right do you have to judge the people of Reunited? Mya chose her end with dignity. Your very existence is an insult to her. Look at you cowering in this little incubator, desperate to evade your end. You will never understand what it takes to face the fear of death. With me! The fight is on! I smell fear.
Unite with me.
That's some attack. With me! Triumph at the spear tip!
shit?
Meaningless move. Into the spotlight! With me to victory! Please, Phil, with me!
A human life is nothing more than a scream between life and death.
Oh shit!
Pray to me!
Greatness has no summit, and victory is never the final word. Proud! Pitiful! Cry! Love! Race to the finish! To face death with the crown of glory! By my will! Let this light burn in all its fury! To me, there is no greater joy
There it is! It's the overlap!
What a shame. Seems the play I've written isn't well received.
What are you two plotting in Renacita?
Oh, dear madam. Let's leave some mystery for the next chapter, shall we?
There is something no one can take from me. All the bruises on the just believe it's a solution to my doubts and deepest fears. Glory's not all about winning, but blazing to be last minute.
It's real! Both of you are safe.
The Threnodian's frequency is gone. Well done, Lupa.
You found the righteous one and safeguarded Septimont. It's like something out of a knight's tale. No, wait, gladiator's tale?
Phew! Finally, I can stick my head out. Rover, are you okay?
I'm fine, Abby. What happened to you earlier?
Wait, we're already in Septimont? I was just talking to you, and then boom! It felt like something just covered me. First it messed with my frequency, then I just passed out. Wait, Cartethyia? And a girl I don't know?
You're lively. Your echo's more boisterous than a tada.
What happened while I was out?
I think it's time we compare notes. Let's fill in this story's blanks, shall we?
Oh. Ah.
When I sensed the Threnodian's power here in Septimont, I immediately set out to find its source. It was quite sudden. I slipped through the smallest of cracks to enter this sonoro, which severed my contact with the outside world. I found Lupa in the city. She had lost her role. We traveled together for a time, and discovered the architects of the destruction. the Fraxidus playwright Cristoforo and the Threnodian. Sadly, the playwright did eventually erase Lupa's existence. As for me, I descended into the submerged aqueducts where I found the Threnodian. It had inhabited Mya's remains and was hiding within an experimental unit. Unfortunately, I was unable to eliminate it entirely. It evaded me, slipping into hiding. I reasoned that you would sense the anomaly and come to Septimont, so I sought to offer you my aid. I battled the playwright, and in doing so, stripped him of his ability to control the script. Afterward, he, along with the other Fraxidus overseers, fled from me. With that, the Sonoro began to collapse. It was then that we finally met. Is there anything else you wish to ask, Righteous One? Lupa and I formed a few theories during our investigation, though they may not be entirely accurate. In this Sonoro, where stories manifest as reality, roles define the identities of those within it. To lose your role is to lose both your name and memory. In truth, Mya has long since passed and does not truly exist here. It was Lupa, not Mya, who won the 3-day Aegon. I suspect the stories created by the playwright cannot stray too far from their original frameworks. A limitation of his resonance ability. This is why he erased Lupa's name, swapping her and Mya's identities. Is there anything else you wish to ask?
Okay,
Righteous
so
One?
the basics of what actually happened, according to my understanding, is Cartethyia sends the Threnodian. Makes sense. Cartethyia was, much like Mya, directly made by the Threnodians, so she'd be used to this. Cartethyia headed over and found Septimont in what was effectively already it was in basically super close to the dead end scenario, right? As we saw in Cartethyia's version that she reached, and by the time Cartethyia reached, the version Cartethyia reached rather was already a win, right? The Threnodian the Cristoforo had already successfully overwritten Lupa with Mya, and Mya herself was already overwritten by the Threnodian. So what Cartethyia did, since it was too late anyway, was basically buy time. And what we saw there, where she fought the Arsenosa, I presume it's the cutscene where we saw her fight Arsenosa and then see Cristoforo at the end. That was her basically breaking his grip keeping him occupied. Cartethyia then bought enough time so that the next loop, at the end of this cycle, I presume, it was Rover arrived, and Lupa had already returned. This part is iffy because I guess it means that the changes to one story don't necessarily impact the next, it just can shift it. But because of Cartethyia, I think it's because Cartethyia attacked Cristoforo, and so Cristoforo couldn't keep it straight, right? So Mya/Threnodian still exists, but now they're in hiding, right? As Cartethyia said, she attacked the Threnodian and sent it into hiding, since the Threnodian is much weaker than it needs right now. Then, since she's fighting Cristoforo, that knocked the Threnodian and the playwright out, meaning that the next cycle could return to a more standard one. That's when we show up and start getting to the bottom of this. We win the Aegon with Lupa, and when we find the central hub, the Threnodian in that loop that was still there, that had previously escaped Cartethyia, I presume, we lock the Threnodian in there with us. Thanks to Rover having the only permission to get in and out of here, the Threnodian was stuck. That left Lupa to come back out and do this entire story chapter, eventually defeating the Leviathan, the Threnodian, properly. It's a bit funky as far as I can tell. But let's see.
The central hub within the Vale of Glory was established by the Sentinel, and it appears no one had ever entered it before. Activating it requires 2 key conditions. Victory, which grants the blessing bestowed by the Lioness of Glory through the Sentinel's mandate, and a trace of the Sentinel's frequency. The Threnodian set its sights on Mya for this very reason, which, in turn, brought its attention to Lupa. I struck a significant blow to the Threnodian within the story, but because I failed to prevent the corruption of the central hub earlier, it endured, drawing strength from that source.
Throughout this journey, I often saw the figures of Lupa and Mya overlap.
It seems the Threnodian was attempting to replace Lupa, hoping to use her to corrupt the hub, siphon its power, and ultimately destroy Reunited. Is there anything else you wish to ask, Righteous One?
So that's what it was doing in that loop, in the Rover loop, where we nearly lost. But because Rover is there, you know, Rover held it off. And then we sent Lupa to do reality, to fix it in reality and finish it off. Now that we have pretty much all the pieces.
Apart from the playwright, I also encountered 2 other Fraxidus leaders. One, a woman with a bandaged eye. The other, a man with scars across his face.
Surely they must be Phrolova and Scar. But how is Scar in Reunited?
Unfortunately, I never had the chance to confront either of them directly. I saw them only briefly before they disappeared. I'm not sure why they've gathered here in Septimont. We must prepare for whatever plans they have. Is there anything else you wish to ask? The Threnodian's frequency has vanished from Septimont, but I fear this is far from over. There is something else. Perhaps due to the dark tide in the Sonoro, I can feel my balance shifting. The Threnodian's pull is growing stronger. Now that I think of it, this could very well be part of the Fraxidus' plan.
You need to head to the Black Shores, Cartethyia. They've been dealing with the Threnodian for years. You should go there and run some tests. They'll know how to handle what's coming.
The Black Shores? Is that where you're from? If it's a place you trust, then I will go.
Oh. Interesting. Interesting setup we've got there.
The event that brought forth the dark tide.
I hope...
must have been my death.
I really hope Camellia doesn't start throwing hands with her constantly.
After that, the details of the story blur. It repeated so many times. It's hard to remember everything. All I remember is wandering the desolate city streets in a Septimont corrupted by the dark tide, unable to escape.
So they... Oh!
Cartethyia.
Okay, no, so it was in a stalemate. I guess they had won, but they couldn't get access to the central hub for some reason. They theoretically had access, but...
She saved me. But in that story, we couldn't fully resolve the source of the disaster. Then in another story, I encountered you, my fellow warrior. After we parted, I awoke in yet another story, in the Vale of Glory, where I finally saw the Threnodian's true form in the submerged aqueducts. It had taken control of Mya's corpse, and was using the Fraxidus' Sonoro to grow its power. After defeating it, the Sonoro began to collapse. I passed through those crumbling pages to find you. Is there anything else you want to know? My death. Well, I'll start from the very beginning.
Okay, I'm gonna go through this a bit faster because this is just wrapping up the story, so...
I had failed to expose the family's match-fixing. After being deceived by Domina Julia and winning the title on my own, my memories became a blur. The last thing I clearly remember was standing in the central hub in the Vale of Glory, pressing my spear into something that resembled a control panel.
Okay, so they did succeed.
Then the dark tide became... In the end, I'm not sure when all this started, or where the line between the reality I knew and the Sonoro world created.
Yeah, that's the issue right now. We don't know where reality and the play... We don't know where the play began.
But in those 3 days of the story where Cartethyia didn't rescue me, I would always die on the first day. Is there anything else you want to know? Cartethyia saved me. We wandered the abandoned city of Septimont and pieced together that Yet in the end, my role was... But before I was lost to oblivion, I think it was that frequency that unknowingly led to our paths crossing. Is there anything else you want to know? Many years ago, but Domina Julia recovered her broken body from the depths. For years, they subjected her remains to twisted experiments. The Threnodian took control of Mya's corpse, turning it into the last trace of Mya's reverberation was forced to be part of it. Is there anything else you want to know? Oh, the script and the copper mirror you gave me. It was a long story, but the ending turned out well. Though, thinking of Mya still upsets me. Her reverberations, trapped in that monstrous body. I can't imagine her suffering over the last 20 years.
When you defeated the Threnodian, you also set her free.
Yes. It was an honor to have that final battle with her. Thanks to you and Cartethyia, I was able to rewrite the tragic ending of this story. Thank you, my fellow warrior, for believing in me.
There's one more thing. We should return to the central hub in Septimont. I found something tied to you there.
The central hub? Good timing. There's something I need to handle in the Vale of Glory, too.
Good. Let's set off together.
Where the hell are we? Oh, Christ.
When Lupa vanished, I destroyed the experimental unit, pursued the Threnodian, and defeated the Lioness of Glory it controlled. Then, I came across this place.
Okay, so that's the timeline. Okay, that was throwing me off a little bit. Okay, so that confirms that that's what that the order. Okay.
You remember how the Threnodian took on a part of the Sentinel's knowledge and permissions, yes? For the Sentinel, the information stolen was their very memories. For this reason, even the Sentinel forgot that before merging with the Threnodian, they transferred some of their knowledge to the central hub in Septimont.
The knowledge they would later forget.
It was a secret, one the Threnodian should never learn. The Sentinel moved it there for safekeeping.
Okay, yeah, so there's some shit going on here, because the Sentinel is clearly a non-living thing, right? Or, like, it is a living thing, but it's also digital, right? You can't just move a folder that says important memory from your brain into a device, you know? And in this case, we're going the sci-fi route instead of a fantasy route, so...
Within
the way they're phrasing it, you know?
I felt a special frequency. A part of it felt like yours. I believe it's what the Sentinel left for you, so I took it.
Huh?
Are we about to get another message from past us?
It seems like
that was way too quick.
The true secret they left for you is not here.
I'm guessing it's that rocky bit we can still see.
You see, before I came to meet you, I passed by the city of Septimont. The arena I destroyed has been restored, but in the people's hearts, it's still the Righteous One and Lupa who claimed victory. The Fraxidus's power to reshape reality is deeper than we realized. I'm afraid this is just the beginning. I once believed the Threnodian sought to use the Fraxidus to regain power, but its true goal is the central hub. I believe it's due to this secret the Sentinel has hidden.
That direction, it leads to the hunting grounds. The blight cloud still lingers there. When the high tide comes, Septimontians hunt and cull the spawning tacit discords.
What is this music, by the way?
connects everything. I cannot pinpoint where the Sentinel's message lies. I'm afraid you must go there yourself. But the worst of the storm has passed. Let's take a moment to rest. Lupa, will you be our tour guide? Show us the sights and glories of Septimont? I'd love to hear more about what you mentioned earlier. The wind blowing through golden flags and the sound of wind chimes.
Of course, it would be my honor. But before we go, there's something I need to do first.
Travel through a silver veil above the drifting mill.
It's Mya's sword. I went through a lot to bring it back. The monster is gone now. Like so many Septimontian heroes whose bodies were never recovered, I wanted to return her weapon. This is where she gave her life. I can't say if she loved or hated Septimont more. But she once spoke of the bloodleaf viburnum. It's a tribute often given to gladiators by their supporters. So, I think she would have wanted to rest here.
That's some good music timing.
It's beautiful. Our city. The city of glory. The people here love to drink, laugh, carve statues, and hunt. It burns like fire, drenched in both victory and defeat. It holds all our disappointments and all our hopes.
Oh, that's the end.
The eagle's nest where thunder sleeps.
The fuck? Wait a minute. Where did that come from? Afterstory. Okay, this looks like it's part of it, so I guess I'll do this as well.
You've come, warrior.
Oh no.
Are you drinking?
Just wheat juice.
Sure. Wheat juice.
Today you... Oh, you smell nice. Like dried wheat. Warm. My forte gave me the tail. But it seems my nose is keener than most. It's good to have my fellow warrior by my side.
Lupa, you've had enough wheat juice. Sit. Take a break for a moment.
Even though it's over, there's still a heaviness. A drink helps. I've sent word to the F4's palace about Domina Julia. But finding the silvers that fled will take time. 4 years ago, Augusta won the title of champion. Since becoming F4, much of the corruption tied to the arena has been cleared. If Mya had lived, perhaps things would have been different. Sometimes I wonder, what would my life have been like if my parents hadn't handed me over to the Silvers when we first came to Septimont? Just like one of those stories, with the different endings.
Have you ever thought about living a different life, Lupa?
No need. I'm content with what I have. For everything gained, something is lost. But through it all, I met you. That's enough. Life is an arena. Victory and defeat are a part of that. No one wins forever. The more victories, the higher the expectation, and the heavier the weight of defeat. Do you fear that one day you might face defeat? You seem to live to meet others' expectations. This is what you're used to, I'd say. Even if one day you meet defeat, remember this. Those you've helped will never let you face it alone. I may not have your strength, but should you call, I will meet you on the battlefield, no matter the distance. I swear it by the eternal sun, my fellow warrior.
Alright. And that's that. Well, there's not really much to say, actually. Unlike... Oh, there's another one? God damn it. Alright, I guess we're not done yet. But yeah, there's not much to say about this story. It's a very... It's a actual full story, you know, encompassed in one whole thing. Obviously, there's still question marks and there's still things to be done, but those are all things that will happen in the future, right? It's primarily just Fraxidus shit that's left. So, yeah. this back. Wipe out all the
It's all gone now.
inside.
But I'll ask the tavern keeper if he can prepare something for you later. The loris salad was as delightful as ever. Well worth reacquainting myself with, so I can make a bowl myself. Fresh, crisp, sweet. Come, sit with me. Let's enjoy a moment of peace. Yes, and so, I've been thinking about what I vowed to you before. To savor the things I desire, visit the places I long for, and meet those I wish to see. To become a roving knight is my true ambition. A wish list is something to be experienced, one step at a time.
I'd say your first wish has already been fulfilled.
The third too, though by unexpected means. Those are my adoptive parents, and their child. Perhaps it was fate's cruel jest. I couldn't find any trace of them after they moved from Ragunna, but here in Septimont, I discovered where they had resettled. Only, they no longer recognize me. The truth that I was their daughter was a memory the Threnodian crafted for them, disappearing when it was sealed away in the tower. I don't know what they went through after that fateful day, but at least they are still alive. They even have their own child. They walk here every day, so I come and sit for a while to watch them from a distance.
Cartethyia.
It's all right. In fact, I'm at peace with it now. If they had died because of the Order's heavy hand, I would have felt true pain. But this is the best outcome I could hope for. To live 20 years with the weight of a lost child. I don't want to imagine that kind of torment. Besides, through all these twists of fate, all three of my wishes have been fulfilled. Now, if I crave a loris salad, I can prepare it myself and savor its taste. And I still have many years ahead to see the world and the places I long to visit. As for the people I hope to meet, this unexpected journey led me to find them in another city. The winds of Reunited always seem to bring me what I seek. I am content.
Is it over? I'm not gonna get another Afterstory request, right? Alright. Well, that's the quest done. I'm not gonna lie, I had never even considered that, yeah, for Cartethyia to exist,
Wind guide me.
she would have had to have, you know, a family out. I just, it's just something you don't really think about. Anyways, that's the story. I don't really have many thoughts on it right now. Like, it was a nice story that ended. It was a nice little story that got rounded up, and you know, pretty much done all in one patch. The Fraxidus still have a few loose ends for the future. This little bit, where the hell is it? The Phyrexides have that little thing, have their stuff for the future that's still, you know, open-ended, that's still, like, for us to see. There's... We have a little bit extra here, which, you know, Phrolova releases next update, so... You know, this is clearly something. Setting up for that. And we've gotten a lot more insight, primarily into the exact way, the exact kind of limitations, I get, the limits, or rather, what exactly is possible. Because so far in Wuthering Waves, it's been very straightforward, right? We have whatever you see happens, right? We have one world. But now we know that all sorts of weird Fate-style conceptual nonsense can happen, right? Cristoforo has his script ability, the ability to create a false reality and replace parts of and sort of overlap it with reality and potentially make the two switch places. Or rather, potentially make what his desired script overwrite reality, right? We know now the true extent of what a Threnodian and what the Phyrexides and what the Sentinel really encompasses. We're still gonna learn more, and I bet you anything that we'll be learning more in the area that we can see that's like over... I don't remember. Was it here? It's either here or here, and I can't remember. Oh wait, no, it's here, isn't it? I think it's here that you can see the rocky bit in the distance. So there's still more to that, and yeah, I think the story could have been a little bit better. Like, I think, for example, if in the part where Cristoforo tells us about Mya killing herself to stop the Threnodian, if instead of him telling us, they just didn't bring it up, they just mentioned they just stopped there, right? They just stopped at Julia giving him her corpse, and then we later see in the little mini cutscene thing where we're walking as Lupa through all the the past pages or whatever. You see what happened to Mya, or you know, even just an extra cutscene to show what happened to Mya. Like, we already kind of, like, I think it's in here, right? Like, if we had gotten this as a cutscene instead of Cristoforo telling us, I think that would have been so much better. And I think that's my biggest gripe about the quest thus far. Definitely that. It felt really lackluster of a reveal compared to if they had just shown us that, like, raw. It would have hit so much harder than, you know, Cristoforo telling us. There's also an extremely large volume of dialogue that is just making sure that no matter how much the player has played or forgotten or hasn't paid attention or is lost, there's a significant chunk, particularly in the pre-Threnodian fight, where they're just the various characters, especially Lupa and especially Cristoforo, where they're basically just they're doing everything short of looking directly at the player and then describing exactly what the story is in case you're confused. So that's also another gripe I have, but that's not really a Wuthering Waves problem. That's more of just an overall, like, video game, but especially gacha game problem. Like, it's just kind of what happens when you're trying to compensate for people who don't pay attention or don't read or are just easily lost or confused or forget things even, you know? Yeah, I really wish gacha games would respect a player's intelligence more. Like, a lot of the, like, again, it's all over the place. It's in Genshin, it's in Star Rail, it's in Wuthering Waves, it's in FGO, right? There's so many times where, you know, just to make sure the player's following along, there's like, there's a section where they just kind of tell you what you already know. And yeah, this story definitely had a helping of that. But yeah, overall, pretty good. And once again, I love Wuthering Waves because they've crammed another really good story into, what, 6 hours? Between this part and between the two halves of this patch. Like, seriously, if there's one thing Wuthering... Okay, this is just my personal thing. If there's one place that Wuthering Waves absolutely destroys the Hoyo games on, it's the fact that so far, what? The longest quest has been like the longest quests have been 6 hours, right? 2.0, when we first arrived in Raguna, that was like a good 5 hours, 6 hours. And then this one in this patch is 2 halves, and this also ends up taking this also will take you 5 to 6 hours. You know, more or less depending on how fast you click through and, you know, if you pause to do anything, etc. But the point is, over in Star Rail, you spend an entire fucking, like, you spend like 6 hours to do one part. You know what I mean? Like, Amphorius, I still remember getting so sick of Amphorius because it was like 3.0 was like an 8-hour fucking sitting, and it was so fucking boring. Like, Amphorius was like, it had some good moments, but those good moments were broken up. So it was like, it's like realistic, like if you took out all the annoying shit, right? Like that massive walk with when we go to the path. Okay, I'm just talking about I'm just bitching about Star Rail now. But like, if you want to know the one part that killed my any enjoyment I could have possibly had about Amphorius and killed all hype for Amphorius that I had, and what little hype I may have had for Amphorius, it was the fucking bit where you walk around with Castoris and you walk around with Castoris and Nias for like, what, like half an hour? Like, it's just walking and walking and walking, and it's so shit. The story grinds to a halt when we're supposed to be in the final leg. And that's just part of my problem. But yeah, another problem is obviously Star Rail is a big victim of stretching shit out. And it's the same problem that like I've had with Genshin for ages and so on. But Star Rail is really bad at this. You take so long, and nothing gets resolved in one patch. Everything is done across 2 patches, or 3 patches even, or even 4 patches, you know? Like, they can't just set something up and then finish it in the patch. And you're lucky if by the end of a region they do actually finish it. But whatever, I'm just bitching about Star Rail, and that's personal preference. I know there's people who really like the fucking long con, but whatever. I've been yapping too long anyway, and there's not really much to yap about. I'm kind of just ranting about Star Rail more than anything. But yeah, thanks for watching. The quest was pretty good. I still think it didn't quite stick the landing for me. The end, the finale was really fun. The Lupa and Mya and the final boss and all that shit, that was solid. But the things surrounding it felt a little too long. I just complained. Felt a little too, not long. Sorry. I felt everything around that immediate moment felt a little too messy. It felt like they wrote a really complicated story, right, with a fake and real world of all that shit, but they didn't really wrap it up much. They didn't really, like, I think they didn't give it quite enough time. Like, I think if the quest was like 1 hour longer, it would have been perfect. If the quest was like 1 hour longer and they properly let everything sink in and let the player naturally digest things instead of having to hit the panic button of shit, give exposition because this is too confusing. We're just gonna go into the final boss in like a really lost state if we don't explain some stuff. Like, I think if the quest was just 1 hour longer, maybe not even, maybe like half an hour longer, it would have been perfect. But yeah. As much as I just praised Wuthering Waves for keeping the quests short, if they're gonna divide them into 2, they might as well divide them in a way that they might as well make sure it really hits. I think that would have hit a lot harder. Like, for example, the decision, Cartethyia's decision to trust the future, to trust Rover, and Rover's decision to trust Lupa. Those were really big and important and impactful decisions that should have had a strong impact on Lupa, but we don't even know that those decisions happened, right? Like, there's a, like, you know, because Cartethyia trusted that Rover would resolve things, so Cartethyia didn't bite off more than she could chew. Instead of trying to resolve everything, Cartethyia decided to hold off and fight only Cristoforo. And similarly with Rover, Rover could have very easily killed Lupa and then, like, you know, this would have been like the dark ending, right? Rover could have killed Lupa, taken her place as protagonist, and then just 1v1 the Threnodian and probably win, honestly. But that's not Rover's way, right? Rover's way is to save people here, and so she chooses to she chooses to trust Lupa, not just letting Lupa live, but even putting the success of everything on Lupa. Right? That is those are decisions those are 2 key moments that we saw in the cutscene were very big and important, but you don't think about them until that moment, and until Lupa mentions it, and you're like, oh yeah, I forgot about that, you know? Like, a moment like that should never have a response be, oh right, that part, you know? But, whatever.
Let me be there for
that's all I've got. So
as we head toward our shared future, leaving the past behind.
Finally, the second sequence. Oh, that's nice. That'll help a lot. Anyways, once again, thank you all for watching, and I have to do all the events and shit before the next patch happens. Speaking of next patch, I will definitely pull for Phrolova, but I think I'll only go for 1 copy as opposed to my Cartethyia, which I pulled while I spent too much on, honestly. I probably should not have.
Matter.
But yeah. Thanks for watching, and next time I guess I don't think there's anything else going on, so next time I'll be pulling for Phrolova. I'll probably pull for Phrolova, I'll be doing, you know, all the new patch stuff as I always do, pulling for Phrolova as well, and yeah. Point is, I'll just be seeing you next patch, so see you next time. Hey there, this is being recorded after the story. I completely forgot to mention, I am so happy that Wuthering Waves has finally given me metal in a fucking gacha game. I have waited so long, and I'm so happy Wuwa did it. Oh, it's beautiful. Also, yeah, this is why I was so excited, but I think I forgot to vocalize it. This is why I was so excited during the final battle. Oh, it's so good. Oh, there it is. Everyone. The classic sound. So yeah, that's about it, really. I'm so glad we finally got metal. I really hope there's more metal in the future for Wuthering Waves, because god do I... Oh god. Oh, it's so good. Anyways, this is gonna fucking... It's so good. Alright. Thanks for watching, and I'll see y'all next time. Hey there. So, I've just been doing the event and getting ready to do exploration. when I was watching some stuff, and turns out, for one, there is an extra after story that I didn't get for a really long time for some reason. So I'll be doing this as well. This is also why it's tacked on to the end here. So yeah, let's just do this one. And there's also I've also learned that there's a little bit extra if you actually go to the Black Shores, where Cartethyia was supposed to be, so... I didn't think she would actually move there yet, but... you know.
Boss! What a coincidence! You're here for the cable car too?
Oh yeah, the audio is probably all fucked because I lowered the volume while I was exploring and stuff.
From up here, the Septimont view is so good! Before I go, I think I'll ride a few more times. Definitely!
You're getting ready to leave?
Yes. My holiday fun in Septimont is already finished. Time to go back. You keep it. No need to return. It's a little token of good fortune for us. What's real or illusion? Hard to say now. Master always said I had bad luck. Easy for me to get into trouble. Guess he was right.
Did you realize you were in a Sonaro at the start?
I had no idea. For a Taoist like me, it felt like... I don't know. Some kind of out-of-body thing. I asked for your help because it just felt right. Master always said no need to overthink these things. Bye-bye, boss. You're a very fun person. Who knows? Maybe we'll meet again someday.
Uh-huh, maybe.
Looking for a place to stay?
I do like that her... Whoever is like writing her or whatever happened there did a really good job, because the way she speaks in like this sort of... The way she speaks in her like slightly broken English is like pretty realistic. Like, yeah. As someone who grew up in Singapore, I'm used to that. So, yeah. A good job there. I don't know where she's supposed to be. I'm gonna assume it's one of the main... I don't go here, like, ever. Where is everything? Is it here or is it in Tethys Deep? I can never remember. Alright, let's just go here first. I so rarely come back to Black Shores. It's been so long now. I think I came back here once because of an event, and that was about it. Where is Cartethyia supposed to be, though? What is this? Okay, yeah, this is for other things. I don't know where I'm supposed to go. I should look this up real quick before I waste time. I don't know shit about Black Shore's locations. Is it that? Ah, okay, found it. Turns out I was actually correct. It's just across this bridge. Oh. Oh no, does this mean it's one of those unvoiced extras? Yeah, it is. Damn it. I hate that they still do these. Like, you already have them in. Just do it. Alright, that's a nice little extra. I wonder if that means this actually progresses. I guess we'll have to see. The question is, will this progress in real time, or, you know, if it does actually grow, this is gonna take it's a question of, like, real time, or in-game time, or patch time even, you know? So yeah, I guess we'll just have to see. But, yeah. Nice little bonus there. That's about it. Alright, it's been multiple hours, and I came here once already. But it seems that finally Buling has decided to spawn. The thing is, I honestly don't know if yeah, I have been here before, but for some reason Buling didn't spawn at the bottom the first time. So, whatever. Let's finish this up. So this quest has way too many epilogues. I mean, okay, that's not, I want, You see, that gets me a bit curious, because for one thing, I don't think it actually exists. If you want somewhere high up, like that up there is the highest peak. But also, like, I thought for a moment that that was referring to the fact that the sky looks really fucked. What the fuck is up with the moon in Septimont? That thing is huge! That's like 3 times bigger than the moon in the other regions, and it's completely whole? Wait!
Guide me.
Oh shit! Is that what she meant? It's fucking... It's half. It's not quite... Is that more detailed than last time? I can't tell. It's always been rocky, but I can't tell if there's more detail than there was the last time I looked at it. Anyways, no, my point is... Buling, you know, is the fucking Huanglong Taoist. And she just said to, like, look at the sky, and it's half. It's half light, half dark, you know? Yin-yang, classic symbol. It obviously doesn't have the swirly stuff, but you get the point. Interesting. Well, that's that. I somehow doubt there's something. Yeah. Also, I've finally came here because, yeah, I swear that place has more detail than there was before. Than there was before the second half of the patch dropped, I mean. But yeah, I don't have anything else. I finished exploring Septimont. You can see you can see the dragon wings from here. I've done my Septimont exploration, so yeah, all I'm doing now is the achievements. Anyways, once again, this is like the 4th time because this quest just keeps ending, but that's the actual end. So yeah, thanks for watching, and see you next time.